The Strange Invitation Story. One evening, Emily found a peculiar envelope at her doorstep. No return address, no name, just an old, weathered piece of paper with a strange symbol. Inside, there was an invitation: come, join us for a night you'll never forget. At first, Emily thought it was some sort of joke, but curiosity gnawed at her. She hadn't been feeling very connected to her friends lately, and wondered if this was some odd attempt at reuniting. The address on the card was for a house deep in the woods, far from town. After debating for a while, she decided to go, convincing herself it could be an adventure. She drove to the location, the road winding and narrow, the trees growing darker and denser as she got closer. Finally, she arrived at an old, decaying house, tucked away from the world. The air felt thick and damp as she stepped out of the car. The house was dark and eerie, with the windows clouded over by time and neglect. Emily hesitated, but walked up to the front door. It creaked open by itself, as though expecting her. She stepped inside, her footsteps echoing in the silence. The door slammed shut behind her. "Hello," she called out, her voice shaking. But there was no answer, only the sound of her breath filling the cold space. Suddenly, the air grew colder, and a group of people appeared from the shadows. They were dressed in old-fashioned clothing, their faces pale and expressionless. One elderly woman stepped forward. Her eyes locked with Emily's, and she smiled, though it felt more like a grimace. "Welcome," the woman said in a soft, eerie tone. "We've been waiting for you." Emily froze, the hairs on her neck standing up. "Waiting for me?" she asked, her voice trembling. The woman's smile widened. "You've been chosen, dear." The group behind her stepped forward slowly, their eyes glowing in the dim light. Emily could feel her heartbeat in her throat. "Chosen for what?" she demanded, trying to back away, but her feet wouldn't move. The woman's voice grew colder. "To join us, forever." Suddenly, Emily's body went cold, and a chilling realization washed over her. They weren't people. They were something else, something unnatural. The room seemed to close in around her. The figures closed in, their eyes hungry, as if they'd been starved for years. "No," Emily whispered, shaking her head in disbelief, but it was too late. The group lunged forward, their hands grabbing her, pulling her into the darkness. Her last scream echoed through the empty house.